anything is going to go away anytime soon. That rivalry there.
So my apologies. Apparently, when I clicked the live button, it did not go live. So I've now clicked it and it's live. So technical difficulties right off the start, but we'll restart this again. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Rippin' the Lip episode 1. My name is Adam. I'm the producer of the show and somewhat of a host. I got Racin Jason with the t-shirt addiction. And then, of course, the man in the Rippin' the Lip t-shirt, Mr. Chadster. And then the man with the worst college football record this year, Mr. Slammy. Both Ohio State and the U, both losing in big-time playoff games. So he's going to be a little emotional tonight. So we're going to be recapping the Wild West Shootout here tonight. And, of course, previewing the Sunshine Nationals. And we'll just get right into it here. Jason, the Wild West Shootout, I think one of the best years we have seen in the last recent years of the Wild West Shootout.
Stacked. It seems to me each year the field is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very surprised being at a new venue, well, a newer, older venue, because it used to be at the same racetrack in the mid 2000s. But yeah, man, Votto always produced, man, but Central Arizona Speedway, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on it for sure. Chad, you obviously were switching back and forth between the Chili Bowl like myself and the Wild West Shootout. What were some of your takeaways from the Wild West Shootout?
I think Pierce should have been. I thought he would have been more dominant. You know, Huddy was he was pretty solid doing Huddy things like Jason said, and then I don't know if it's a surprise, but Turbo doing Turbo things and him and Davenport, you know. So,
and we'll get to that later on. And that really touched to the issue of Slammy, who is very emotional about his driver, Jonathan Davenport, and the rivalry continues with Tyler Erb.
Listen, I think the whole incident could have been avoided. I think everything there was a little bit brought on by a certain one car, but that's my opinion of it. I understand sides are divided, it seemed, that night whenever all of that kind of ensued. But I mean, let's be honest, it could have been avoided. It is what it is. Nonetheless, it was still the best night of the week on Sunday, out of the whole event put on. And I mean, you can't tell me Davenport wouldn't have won if he didn't have to come from 23rd.
Well, let's start with that first night, Jason. RTJ in a brand new car he has never driven before, gets a big win. And I think that really surprised a lot of people just to see his talent on full display there.
Come right out the box. That just shows you how great RTJ is. No practice time, no nothing, and just dominated. and then goes to the Chili Bowl when we never see him again. Could he have swept the week? I wouldn't put it past him, right?
Yep. I think he was the fastest guy there.
RTJ. I believe Anthony Burrows and RTJ are going to set the world on fire this year. Mark it down.
Yep.
That's RTJ doing RTJ things.
We're going to get.
Yeah, RTJ obviously with the difference in the how the points are going to be divvied out. It's no longer a playoff in the Lucas Oil late model tour. It's going to be an RTJ show, I think, this year. Wouldn't you agree, Slammy?
Yeah, it's unfortunate to say because we don't really, I feel like at the end of last year, we were kind of getting a little bit of what we were asking for in the middle of the year. We wanted some different guys up front. We wanted some different winners. We wanted to see, not just so much pure dominance of one person, but I feel like we're always going to try to get back to that 2018 Bloomquist era again. You know what I mean? But I mean, I fear for everybody in Lucas Oil right now. That's a reunion that I think we needed. I think both needed, and that are involved. I think both Anthony Burrows and Ricky being together is good for the sport. Yeah, because we're gonna get that dominance back, and we're gonna pick up where we left off, where we already were dominating in the first place. New team, new ownership, stuff like that. Might throw a little bit into the mix. I don't know, but I think that reunion right there is a force to be reckoned with.
Well, it's definitely going to be very interesting as the season progresses. The way that the Wild West Shootout turned out, obviously RTJ winning night number 1, then Hudson O'Neal winning on night 2, and then and I think night 3, if I got that right, or was that Dotson? But
Ethan Dotson's night 3.
Ethan Dotson.
Yeah, not Ethan Dotson with a surprise win. O'Neal winning 2, Bobby Pierce picking up a win on the final night. So, which brings us to our biggest surprises of the Wild West Shootout. Jason, I'll start with you. Who was your biggest surprise at the Wild West Shootout?
Surprise or proud? Let me do proud. Let me do a surprise. My biggest surprise to me really was Clayton Stuckey made every show.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest favorite thing was, how about the Ice and Shank sisters? I'm very proud of the Ice and Shank sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Mr. Chadster?
Biggest surprise, probably I'd say Ethan winning. I mean, he's solid, but yeah, I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Slammy, who is your biggest surprise?
Biggest surprise is, I hate to say it because I'm not surprised that he won. He's capable of winning almost every night, it seems like, when we see him. But Garrett Albertson in dominating fashion.
Yes.
Dominating fashion.
Yeah.
Not just winning by a hair, not having to get a late restart to, boost the momentum that we had going at the end. We went out there, and from start to finish, we were out front, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, for sure. My biggest surprise was my biggest surprise was Dustin Sorensen. He made every show, and 4 of the 6 shows he was in the top 10.
Okay, top 10s, yeah, a couple top 10s, but with Sorensen is expected, really, to me, because he's a national tour guy. He better make every doggone show. You know what I mean?
He should.
Yeah.
He should, but he struggled. You look at his season last year, he struggled. And now this year,
he started to pick it up at the end. There was a race there towards the end of their season. I remember, I believe Lucas Oil was at Pittsburgh that night. I can't remember what track where that was on, but wasn't he up front battling for the lead with Bobby? I think at one point, was that a heat race or was that?
Hey man, they finished 4th that night. I'm trying to think what was that. What
I'm trying to think of the track and where that was at, but I remember watching that very, very vividly. I was like, that was kind of his jump out moment to me because he didn't really.
Well, Sorensen right out of qualifying didn't look that quick, and it seemed like he was about that mid pack. Maybe he was going to finish top 15, but to finish top 10 at 4 of the 6 shows when you didn't look that good, that to me is a big surprise. I think, and we'll get to our biggest flop here in just a moment, which I can't wait to hear this because I think we all have a difference of opinion on who our biggest flop was, and I'll kick that one off. I'm going to go with the biggest flop, Drake Troutman. First night came out of the gates really strong and then went to the Chili Bowl, came back and was pretty much really unheard of.
Now, is he running World of Outlaws or Lucas this year again?
Outlaws.
Okay. I think he's gonna have a solid year. I think he's gonna be good. I think he's
well, Chad, who was your biggest flop of the weekend?
I might have a combo on that one. Marler.
Yep.
And then Shepard, but did Shepard flop or did he just have not good luck? Right? I mean, just the engine and everything, and just breaking down. Look, Sheppy's my guy, and he's awesome, and he's a racer, and he's good. So I can't say he's bad. I just think maybe he just had bad luck. So there's that.
What about you, Slammy? Who was your biggest flop of the Wild West Shootout?
Thinking of it, the more and more I think about it, I feel like there's a couple people you could say, Drake Troutman. Yeah, I think I wouldn't necessarily call him a flop. I think he had more bad luck than anybody else at times. Leaving to go to the Chili Bowl, I think for some reason kind of helped going and maybe letting off some steam or just kind of getting the bad ticks out of you while doing that and coming back and maybe feeling a little more comfortable. Like, hey, this, it could be worse. I could be a little more out of control, but
yeah,
I won't say so much him as, man, I don't know. I feel like there's a couple people. My biggest flop, I want to say, and biggest disappointed I was Sammy Mars.
Yeah.
Blue motor. I feel like he kind of, pokes his nose in there at times or whatever. And he's just, maybe a little bit more seat time or a few more races with the big guys like that away from, poking his nose into the top 10 somewhere at a big show because I mean he competes with those guys. So
Yeah, and I'm
Well,
not saying they're flops like they're duds. It's just luck didn't go their way. You know.
yeah. And Racin Jason, I feel like you have one that nobody's thinking of right now.
No, I got to go B-Ship, man. I thought B-Ship was going to do something this weekend, man. And first night, motor woes, and he never really did anything after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you look at Friday night and kind of how the week really turned out. Jonathan Davenport coming from a B main, first night of racing of 2026, and didn't even make it through the A main. He had some issues and pulled off and retired. Slammy, I mean, you're a big Jonathan Davenport fan. That had to be heartbreaking and kind of concerning for how that week was going to probably go.
Yeah, I feel like Davenport is really one of those guys where you expect him to be up there all the time and really competing, but it just seemed like the whole week from start to finish. I shouldn't say from start to finish, start to about Friday. There was just no momentum. There was nothing going forward. I think he went backwards in every feature he was in for the most part. Started in the top 4, I think, 3 times?
Yep.
And I think he only cracked a podium once or twice there, right? But I mean, definitely Sunday night's performance definitely showed that there's fight in him still. He's still Superman, and he can come from anywhere and compete. So.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I don't understand. I get, from a winning standpoint, but I think that dirt on dirt first top 25 they put out, I think he needs to be number 1 still.
All right. Well, Jason, being the Bobby Pierce fan that you are, and the 3 of the 4 of us, are not Bobby Pierce fans. He struggled, it seemed like, throughout the week, had the pace, but only got 1 win, and that was that final night.
Yeah, put him on the milk carton, man. No, it's just starting out 26, man. He's gonna be fine, man. Pierce is gonna be fine. I love everybody, just for the record. I love everybody. Okay,
right?
I just don't like Pierce. Okay, but yeah, first night, race out of the box, 26. He'll get it dialed in, man. He'll get his 25, 30 wins.
But I don't think did he ever finish out of the top 5 the whole weekend?
No.
Out of the top 5, I think he finished 7th one night.
Okay.
He wasn't
pretty solid run. Yeah.
But we can't get the sport and our feelings into a point where it's just like, well, I showed up this weekend, Davenport didn't win. I guess he sucks. Like, come on, there's a lot of talent out there right now. There's so much.
They're just getting started trying to work out the kinks.
Everybody who's finishing the top 10 every night, I think, had a chance to win. Maybe you didn't have a chance to win that night, but they go anywhere else in the country at this time, they could probably be winning, anything they wanted to.
Well, myself, just personally, I really think RTJ, if he would have came back and made the Chili Bowl Wild West Shootout double workout in his favor, I think he was going to be the guy to beat. I think he had some serious pace in that car, and I don't think anybody in the field, even Hudson O'Neal, wasn't going to be able to beat him.
How did RTJ do at the Chili Bowl?
He made the B feature on Saturday. Couldn't get through. Unfortunately, it was just a rough week. I think he had a wreck in his qualifier.
Yeah.
No, he made it through the qualifier. He wrecked in
it was a heat race, I thought.
He wrecked in the Night of Champions, in the Race of Champions.
Okay,
yeah.
last minute.
Yeah. See, you gotta see, Jason, it's a little bit different than ours. Making it to a B at a Chili Bowl is a big deal. Making it to the B, making it out of the B in late model racing is a big deal. Just making the B and being in that race is a big deal in Chili Bowl. So, I mean, he didn't do bad.
Yeah.
We're really thinking about it.
Well, it was 400 competitors, and, he was in the Race of Champions. He ran that first night, got a little bit of an idea of what the car was going to do because he wrecked in his qualifying lap and then came back. I mean, he raced well, but he wasn't going to make the A feature from that. He wasn't going to lock in.
If you want to get a full rundown of the Chili Bowl, I would say, to put it into perspective, there was, what'd you say, 400 competitors, 200 competitors?
Yeah, 400.
So 400 competitors, and he's in the top 40. You know what I mean? Because you need to be.
Yeah, he did really well. I mean, he's been doing that race for the last couple of years, and he's always been consistently good there. And obviously in recent years, he's also been doing the Tulsa Shootout. because he does do micro sprint racing. As it is, like you go on his Twitter bio, he literally has it in his bio that he does micro sprint racing. So he's coming along quite well. The next part, this is a question for all of you, and we'll start with Jason. With the Wild West Shootout, we had the modifieds there. Does that add anything to the Wild West Shootout? I had friends down there, and I knew a few guys who are racing modifieds down there. One of which who got into a big wreck on Saturday night, and his car was now totaled. And we're 2 months away from racing here in South Dakota. But do the modifieds really add that much?
I think so. Just watching Schrader win, that was awesome. In a B-Mod.
Yeah. In a B-Mod, yep.
Yeah.
Well, who's your buddy's name? I got Tyler. Is it Tyler Davis or Blake Davis?
It was I had Brendan Davis down there.
Okay.
Paul Parks was down there. Alan Farley. All those guys are from the area I live in. So it was cool to see them. And then Peyton George, who raced all three classes. He raced the X mods, the A mods, and the late models. Yeah. So he never made an A. So, but Brendan Davis, Paul Parks made multiple A features throughout the week. Saturday they were both in one, and then of course Brendan Davis got hooked and went to the wall, and then got clobbered after the fact. So it just seemed like the racing went so long that like the program went later on into the evening. And Chad, did you watch any of the modifieds, or did you avoid it?
I seen maybe brief moments of it would be the best way to put it.
I watch the highlights on Twitter.
Yeah.
After the fact. That's what I do.
And I seen the Schrader one, the highlights of
I
that.
think Schrader, if you're going to put top 5 moments of the whole week, I mean, that has to be in the top 3.
Easily.
Yep.
Ken Schrader's still winning at, what is he, 70 now?
70.
Yep.
He's 70 years old winning in a modified. Look at all those guys that were down there in modifieds.
I'll tell you what, though.
I'm
I'm getting more into the modifieds, especially going to my, I guess, the home track at Fairbury. You know,
listen, if modifieds aren't your favorite support class, I mean, the only other thing you can substitute that for is a Crown Vics.
Yeah, but when I'm at the track, I'm starting to get into it more. I got to support. You have to support.
Dude, there's a lot of really good modified drivers out there, and a lot of really good late model drivers out there started in modifieds before they ever got in a late model. So you got to respect them.
Oh, 100%. These guys, and sometimes that's how they get their start. You know, I mean,
exactly.
Well, you know, my big thing was that final night seeing the IMCA stock cars who are getting ready for the Summer Nationals. I mean, those stock cars are awesome to watch. I mean, they can do the 3-wide starting grid and everything else. And obviously Dustin Jarrett being the commissioner of the IMCA stock cars, the man loves them. So he was in happy town. Yeah, I honestly, I will say that added a little bit of fun, just a little difference throughout the entire week. So, well, gentlemen, it is now time.
I got a suggestion. Let's do away with the B mods. Bring the stonks.
Yeah. I mean, I will say for the B mods, it was great to see a lot of Wysota drivers, Wysota Midwest mod drivers dominate. Blake Adams is one hell of a driver. He dominated last year in Wysota in the modified. So to see him do so well, he didn't race like I think the last half of the week. So not an ideal thing because he is a really good driver. But every single night in the modifieds, it was in especially the X mods, it was a Wysota Midwest mod car that was winning. So it was kind of good to see that. So but I agree. They need to add the stock cars, I think, as an actual thing. So
I don't need 2 classes of modifiers. Keep one modified class, bring the stonks in.
But, get rid of the A mods, in my opinion. Get rid of the A mods.
Keep them moving. Keep it moving. Keep the program going. Yeah.
I would go for the B mods if the drivers weren't so aggressive in them things sometimes. Sometimes I feel like that's the class that I see the most aggression in and overdriving and spinning out all the time on your own.
More accidents.
And more accidents. And like we said, it slows the show down. So I mean, I'm not against. I understand why we made all these other classes. I understand that from a racer standpoint to try to get in it, from on a budget, this, that, and the third. I get it, but if we're gonna do it, can we just move it along, or can we have our own separate night or something?
Yeah. Well, we're at that point in the show here where we get to dive into a big old notebook, and it's Jason's notebook. So, Jason, What do you have for us in that big, beautiful notebook?
Well, how far into the season would JD and Turbo go?
That's a good question.
I'm going to say it's going to go all year.
Other than going to, where we're about to go into Volusia and stuff like that. I mean, how quickly are they? When are they going to see each other again?
Would it be Volusia? Is Turbo
I don't even think
going?
it would be. I don't even think it would be Volusia. So I mean, I feel like the time
Maybe not this week,
spent
but
in between those races where they're going to see each other, I feel like that kind of plays a factor in it as to.
would it be
I thought
next
they
month
were
at
calmed down.
Volusia for the Gator Dash, right? So I mean,
Turbo's
It's going to
still
be
racing.
every big money race between Lucas Oil and World of Outlaws. Pretty much anytime that Davenport somewhere, we're talking Eldora now as well. It's going to go into Eldora. I think I don't know. That was a really interesting kind of ordeal between those two because Slammy, I know you're gonna have your opinions about this.
I mean,
my
I have
opinion
my
was
opinion, just
you
like
leave
yours.
the gap open. You leave the gap open.
But did he
The
leave a big
door's
enough
open.
gap that he knew he could
Yes.
climb across him like
Yes.
that? There was
Yes.
even room there to clear him if he sent it when he
It
did.
was a full car length. It was a
Why
full
can't
car
we just
width
hold
there.
off? Why can't we just hold off, take the high lane, and come back at him in the next corner?
No, because that's not racing. You when you're at a big event like this, it's throw some fucking haymakers.
or is that just Davenport a little more old school and then Turbo just being new school aggressive?
Oh, it's okay. Let's talk about old school for a minute. Old school guys do the same thing. I mean, it happened.
I get the aggression of it. I like that we can beat and bang, and there's more beating and banging going on the track than what we see. The only reason we're emphasizing on this is because of everything just leading up to it, I think. That's
The
why all
drama
eyes were
when
on
they
this in the
won,
first
yeah.
place. Had all eyes not been on both of those cars going into that turn when that was happening, we would have been like, oh, it was just, eh. But no, there was conflict at the green flag drop. We hadn't
And?
even made a full lap around the track.
And
We're already pointing fingers. We're already getting mad, stuff like that. We're supposed to be allowed to do this. If you want to say old school, I get it. But if it's old school, that wasn't old school because somebody intentionally went across somebody's nose there. Don't tell me he left the gap and I could have shot it. Watch it. Do you think there's enough room for me to shoot the gap right there? He's already on the low end of the track. He entered middle low and was already setting the car, and then he drives across it.
he did not enter.
Your rear tires are on his nose. Why can you not get out of it?
He was not diving towards the bottom of the racetrack. He was riding the middle of the racetrack. He leaves that door open. And as the great Ayrton Senna, Formula One world champion, if you do not go for a gap, you are no longer a racing driver.
Well, let's
That's
go
what he
off
said.
that. Let's go off that.
Go.
And it happened. Now, if they both would have kind of let up a little bit and they would have just stayed side by side in the corner or the turn, it could have been a different outcome, right?
We're still racing. We keep racing, and he might throw a better slide job on the other end that doesn't go across his nose like that. He takes the lead. He wins the race. They battle back and forth. It's cinema.
Jason,
okay,
hand up. There you go, Jason.
Yeah, go.
I just got a question for the room. Who has a track record with questionable sliders, and who doesn't?
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Jason wins.
But the thing is, it's dirt track racing. We're going to get questionable sliders every single week.
Someone's going to be aggressive to go for the win. Yes.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
And I don't care if it's a heat race, a B main, or an A main. You're there to win. And if you're not there to win, why are you paying the fee? Why are you building a race car? That's why I like Tyler Erb. Tyler Erb has that hunger that he is willing to be aggressive and do whatever he can to win. I mean, are we really going to sit here every week and debate about every little bit of questionable sliders?
We can't
anymore. Everybody likes to toe that fine line that's already in the sand of being out of control and being aggressive. And if
you want to see dirty sliders, go sign up on iRacing and go race on iRacing. All right, like it's just a part of how it is. It's just dirt racing, guys. It's just how it goes.
Well, it's part of it. If you take out questionable sliders in our sport, we wouldn't have a sport.
No, it would just be follow the leader for 30 and 50 laps.
and we will be doing this right here, talking about it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And we
Well,
would be like,
well,
oh,
here's
this is
hockey,
so
they lose
amazing.
viewers.
Here's the thing: whether you like Bobby Pierce or not, I mean, he's a racer. He's going to go in aggressive. He's going to wreck on the last lap or two to try to win, no matter what,
He's
Yeah.
the show.
because he wants to win. He's going to do it.
And that brings up Hudson O'Neal's and Bobby Pierce's incident. Granted, I think Bobby Pierce could have done a little bit more to maybe not squeeze up to that top
Yeah, he
lane,
could have
'cause
lifted a
knew
little bit.
Hudson was coming.
They could have been more clean.
It could have been more clean, but that's how it goes. That's
Because
how
I
it
think
goes.
they both have the talent to race clean. I just think that they're a little young and they're definitely aggressive.
Well, they
Bobby's
just don't
young
seem
and
to
dumb.
do it.
Bobby's got to know when he's racing against somebody and when he's by himself. I feel like sometimes there's a lot of characteristics in his driving that makes it seem like, dude, you got to quit driving like you're the only one out there.
Yeah.
Like,
So, Jason, what is next on that beautiful big notebook?
All right, who you got this year? Who's got more wins in them? B-Shep, but BP or RTJ?
Ooh.
RTJ by a long shot. They have more. He'll show up to more races than Bobby Pierce is going to race at. So that automatically just says that he has a better chance at winning more.
that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Both of those guys race a lot.
Yes, they do.
But Bobby
Both
Pierce's
of those
schedule is
guys
not as
run
big.
Flow series. Both of those guys run a national tour, and both of those guys, when that national tour that they are on is not running, they go to the others and run their races. They do Flow. They do Eldora. They do all. They both do World Finals. They're both, probably going to sneak in a Hell Tour race, maybe somewhere along the line, maybe
Or two, a Hell Tour or two.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we got that big week race down in where's that at? Tennessee. I'm trying to think.
Bulls Gap.
At Bulls Gap. I mean,
don't forget that
one of those guys isn't probably going to try to schedule that.
Maybe not so much RTJ, but don't forget the Mars series.
Yeah, you got Mars races popping up here and there. I'm really excited for this Dirt Cup and the guys that show up to that. We're going to get a real.
That's going to be cool.
I mean, it doesn't matter really, I think, who wins that from a series standpoint. The talent that's going to be there. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, the record right now stands at 1-1 between the two. All right. So they're already tied coming off the shootout. So it's going to be really interesting. I do think RTJ is going to be formidable to beat this year. I think he's got the crew right now. I think he's going to go back-to-back worlds. I think he's going to go win the Lucas title. I guarantee you he's going to go to PDC and he's going to be a formidable force to race against, because I just see everybody kind of doubting RTJ a little bit because of what happened.
Why would anybody want to doubt RTJ? I mean,
I'm talking about for the number one world rankings. Bobby Pierce got him. All right, and we can agree. I think that Bobby Pierce was the number one guy last year,
like 1A and 1B.
yeah, it was that. I mean, they were close, but Bobby Pierce was clearly the better driver last year, and that kills me to say that as an RTJ fan.
Wait, those are wins in the respectable sanctions. Who has more wins overall in the dirt racing world? Because they go to different tracks, they're going to freelance, such as Davenport, Overton, right?
Do we have to go to Dirt Tracker for that to find out that information? I'm probably going to say Bobby Pierce because of the Hell Tour. And
who makes more money?
Bobby or RTJ?
Davenport?
Yeah.
I mean, if Davenport's going to go all these different tracks and he starts winning.
Davenport going pick and choose. We know.
That's what I'm saying.
We have a good idea where he's going to be. He might pop up and surprise us here and there, but we have a pretty good idea where he's going to be. Is he from a money standpoint?
He's not $2 million man.
There's not a $1 million race this year. He only won $1 million.
Yeah, you're right. Because that
other than the one race, don't forget about
took that milli. You're right.
So the fact that Bobby Pearson and Ricky, we know already are going to run more races. Does Davenport really stack up against them in the money race? I mean,
what's your take on that, Jason?
More?
I'm just curious how many races JD gonna run this year, man. I know it's pick and choose. Is it gonna be 30? Is it gonna be 40? I mean, what is? I'll let to know what number.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't see him being at less than 35, 40. In my opinion, I feel like that would be the low end of it.
Because there's not that many. How many crown jewels we got out there right now? We got 10 solid crown jewels. So where else would he go?
To be at Eldora at least 3 times, if not 4.
You know he's going to go to Fairbury.
He's going to be at Fairbury. He's going to be at the North South.
Yeah.
Would
He's
he?
going
Would
to
he?
be. I mean,
Would he go to Mansfield? Would he go to WVNS?
I don't see how he would. I think everybody's going to be at Mansfield. I do.
Yeah.
I think the way the schedules line up for that weekend and what that's paying and the I don't know. I feel like everybody's on a level playing field there.
But even what they're doing at that place,
they're changing the track. It's not the same
Yeah.
Mansfield. We can't have the same notes that we had from back in 19
Right.
or 18, something like that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not going to be the same notes. It's not going to be the same track. Everybody's on a level playing field there, and there's a lot of money being put up to start in that race. You're crazy if you don't go try.
And did you see pictures on floating around all these different social media sites? What they're doing to it, like you said, it's becoming a very attractive place.
Everybody and their brother ought to be there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a facility that's got the size for it, and Matt Tiff's done a great job, I think, of keeping everybody updated on it. Pushing the social media aspect of it, which is something that I think we all agree on is something that needs to be pushed to be able to be successful in this sport for races like that. I think that race from a spectator standpoint and a racer standpoint, I think both is tremendous. I mean, the money being put up, the weekend, the schedules line up for it. World of Outlaws does a good job putting a show on. I mean, we don't seem to have any problems with them for the most part. But yeah, come on, that's going to be.
I guess that's a good question to ask then. Like, for those that are going to do pick and choose, who do you think will have a better year?
I think a full-time. Well, of the pick and choose guys, probably most likely Davenport, because he'll probably win at least 2 or 3 crown jewels. I mean,
here's something about
Eldora.
Here's something about that though that I was thinking. We were just talking about this last night as well. Davenport's not the only one going pick and choose.
Right.
Chris Madden's pick and choose, right? What happened the year that Davenport was at 22? Whenever Davenport had his $2 million a year, every crown jewel race, what did it seem like? It was Davenport and Madden, Davenport and Madden, Davenport and Madden.
Yeah, you can't.
Davenport leading, Madden following. Are we gonna see that again?
Well, what about Overton? What about Overton? He did it that one year.
I don't know. I don't know his plans for 26 yet, man. I don't know.
I see. Here's the thing. We look at Madden's record the last couple of years, hasn't been overall great. I mean, if we're being completely honest, we can say he was full time, but he was really a pick and choose guy last year and was pretty terrible. So
but to a lot of guys that didn't finish where he finished.
Brandon Overton is one I keep forgetting about. I look for Brandon Overton maybe to jump on with Hunt the Front and at least run that.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that he's gonna make a lot of big jumps and go money racing every weekend that he's not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't look for Overton to take a real big step back. I still look for Overton 60 plus on the year race wise. You know what I mean?
So
I feel like that's pretty fair.
We got to move on topics here. Jason, anything else to add to that?
Give me some predictions for 26.
Predictions for 26. That's a good one.
Longhorns rule the roost again.
Yep.
I really wanted to point this out at one point.
Boy, hey,
you know what they say whenever you finish first and you get your picture taken and everything like that. Mom always takes it, hangs it up on the fridge. So I made sure Longhorn was hung up on the fridge because they're number one.
Hey, I'm not hating on it. I mean, they're number one. They're dominating right now for a reason.
That's a big, thick limb y'all went out on. Hope y'all don't fall off.
No, it's the. Can Rocket prove something, please?
Yes.
For the love of God, can they prove something?
Because and if not them, can we find another major builder that's going to compete?
Like, Rocket is not any of the Rocket chassis out there right now. Currently, have not impressed me. I mean, they've been getting their butts kicked for the last couple of years by Longhorn. Like,
wait, but we haven't. This year's just barely even scratching the surface. What about at the end of next year? What about at the end of next year? Dennis Erb Jr. was coming on pretty decent. He's in the next
year. He's coming on. Jimmy Owens has got one. I mean, there's a lot of testing has to be done with them yet. A lot. They need a little more R&D out there, or whatever. Get them things figured out, dialed in, and maybe start comparing little notebooks here and there. And I think we can see them start to pick back up. It's not going to be something that's going to hit the ground running, I don't think, but don't be surprised if they don't make a pretty significant push back and try to fight again.
And
But
you know, Sheppy's going to be racing, and he's going to do Sheppy things.
yeah, that team
I
right
just
there is pretty potent to
Yeah,
do something.
I don't know how I feel about Rocket. I mean, look at the shootout. I mean, the shootout was a prime example of how Rocket's last couple of years have gone. How many races did a Longhorn chassis win? How many races did a Rocket win?
Well, Adam, when you have 24 cars and 22 of them are freaking Longhorns, hey, you ain't got much.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
better
no,
win.
yeah. The
I
numbers
feel
are
like
stacked
that
against
there-
you, right?
Why-
Yeah.
But
Why
that
are
right
guys
there is the thing
going
that you
younger?
shouldn't be doubting. That right there, what you just said, is fuel for the fire for Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
We turn
Well-
that right in there. Mark Richards he's well aware of how his last year went. Didn't
Mhm.
do real well in the playoffs. Didn't even make the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Struggled pretty much the whole year.
JD.
Not to mention that XR2 didn't come out during Speed Weeks last year. It wasn't even thought of. We're making a crossover and going from one chassis style to another generation of it. A lot's going on between trying to keep up with the racing itself within your own home team and trying to answer to all the other customers and get feedback back to be able to make this new chassis better than what the one was that we failed on. They did.
Well, we're about to find out because it's getting started here. So we're about to find out.
Here's the thing. And as Jason pointed out, 22 of the 24 cars in the A feature were all Longhorns. But that tells you a lot that all these teams are sticking with Longhorn because they're good. They're fast. Why are they not moving over to Rocket if Rocket has a better product? They're not. They're not confident in the Rocket chassis.
But what have we learned over the years through super late model dirt racing over the years? Like it goes in cycles, right? Like you go back in the day with all those chassis. Jason, you can tell us, right? I mean, CJ
You had the
Rayburn.
GRT, and you had the Rayburn.
Jason, you were back in the day. You remember all those.
Oh, I get it. The Warrior. You had Warrior, right? You had the Warrior chassis.
Yeah, you got all that.
You just killed Jason.
I think we're
Dad. Nice
gonna
job.
another big surprise outside of obviously our typical chassis wars, our motor battles and things like that. We have a new shock in the game. All things to think about, but those are going to play themselves out. There's new drivers starting to emerge. There's new drivers coming up that like, hey, you might have heard of his name here and there. Now you're going to start hearing his name a lot. Josh Rice. You can't tell me that guy is not going to ruffle some feathers and rattle some cages coming in on Luke.
He's got a sweet looking rap.
Sweet looking rap. He's with a good team. Josh is a racer. He's been a good racer for a while.
Let's go.
This call up right here, I think, is long overdue. Josh Rice is going to go out there, and don't be surprised if he doesn't win some races on the
Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
All
got
right, Jason.
perfect backing.
Yep.
All right, Jason. What else do we got?
Oh, I wrote this down. Ooh, y'all gonna like this one. Ooh, what's the first silly season news we're gonna hear this year?
Ooh.
I'm staying out of this.
Wow.
You want me to dive in? I got
I'm
it.
staying out of this.
Hey, I'll swan dive in that. Paint me pink.
That's a
I
good
don't ruffle
question.
any feathers, but I'm telling you, I think a lot of people are in agreement with this, but Hedgecock's out of the 79 early.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody's eyebrows is there.
That's
I
a
do.
prediction. Holy
You think it's just because they're just a couple of headstrong dudes in that camp?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Because you can't insult their intelligence. They're smart dudes.
I have. That's the thing. I don't have anything against either of them. Billy
Right.
Hicks is a good
Hedgecock's
guy.
a
That was
badass, man.
awesome meeting him last year. He is part of the reason why I'm chasing what I'm doing. Just because of what he said to me. I've been a Hedgecock fan for a while because I thought he was good. I thought he was an up and coming guy. He made his own chassis and he ran his own chassis along with a plethora of other people that are a little bit under the radar, and they did well. I root for that. I love that. So, obviously I think last year he got a little bit of a bad rap at times. Is Corey Hedgecock a hothead? Yeah. Was Tyler Erb a hothead? Yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of goes into territory once in a while.
It's a part of race. That's personalities we have. That happens. I get that. But, and I'm not saying that that's going to play a factor into all this. It might. I'm not saying I'm hoping they fail. You asked my prediction. That's my prediction. I just
Right.
kind
No,
of have
I
faith. You know
can't.
what
I
I mean?
can't say I disagree. But then like you said, you hope they go the distance and they have a great year.
Yeah, we don't have naturally a lot of silly season stuff happen. I understand the last 3 years a lot's happened. Ricky Thornton being booted from SSI, and then next thing you know, Hudson's out at Rocket, and it's like, yeah, that
was a
stuff
10
happens.
world.
But
I think that's what got
feel
me
like we don't have that much.
to follow Jason and start talking to Jason a lot was when that season started.
I do think we're going to have a much calmer year in the silly season area. I think it's going to be a lot calmer because it's like there isn't a whole lot of seats anyway out there available. Right. And I think a lot of teams are very content with what they have. Obviously, the top guys right now, they're not going anywhere. I mean, we're not going to have an
we know who the top
situation.
teams are. We know who the top teams are. They're out there.
Right.
They've got their seats filled, and they know that.
Yeah,
Jason?
And they're happy.
Yeah.
I will say this. I just want to let y'all know if y'all don't know this. It's a contract year for a lot of guys. That's all I'm saying. Yep. Okay? All right.
Which usually in contract years, a lot of things don't generally happen early.
Well, this season, if things ain't going right, yeah, we're not going to re-up.
But if it's like a bottom end team, will it be a big deal? If it's not a team that's running in the top 10 in either series? I don't think so.
I feel like that's something that we're going to find more at the end of the season instead of the middle or the beginning. I feel like we're going to have to wait and just like the end of last year, once we hit about, say, October, rides start changing. Seats
you know what?
moving,
I might have one.
Like
what about, I mean, maybe that if that relationship and friendship's going really well, but what about T-Mac? I mean, how far does that go? Does that go another couple of years? And what if he doesn't? See, there, Jason.
In my opinion, I think T-Mac's got to ride there as long as things are good. As long as he's happy, he can stay there as long as he wants.
And I hope he does. I love T-Mac. He's awesome. He's just a good dude. Good, great driver.
Mm-hmm. I think T-Mac's got a home there for as long as he wants.
Great team, great people.
Awesome throwback rap too.
Yeah.
Keep it this season.
So, guys, I have a question because Jason hasn't asked this yet, and I wasn't there last night on our X Space, but I want to ask this question to all of you: is Central Arizona better than Vado?
Is there an equal sign I can hit?
Is there like, as far as racing wise or facility wise, you want to like break that down in two different ways?
Everything about the Wild West Shootout that we have known for the last couple of years compared to how it was this year. Which one was better?
That's like a two-parter. I'm going to say racing-wise, I'd say Central Arizona. Facility-wise, Vado. I mean, how could you beat that facility?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still just don't have neither track. Looking back at Vado and looking at what Central Arizona brought to the table, neither track really I still am not turned on to the whole racing this early. The whole overall,
it's like when you watch,
doesn't really catch my attention. They do a good job, I think, on the social media aspect of it, of promoting it, because we knew who was going there in December, November, something like that. You know what I mean? We knew who was showing up, who had committed. But overall, all 6 days, I mean, it was the same guys in the top 5 every night.
Yeah. I feel like when you're watching it,
look pretty similar every night.
I feel like when you're watching it, because it's so early in the year, like nobody's got like that itch yet. It's like going through the motions.
Me it's there. I forgot. Oh yeah, that's what they sound like. But other than that, I'm not that hip to it.
We're not. It's not like a hot 80-degree day in June or July. You're like, all right, let's go to the track. We're gonna see some racing.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, I get it, but
I'm looking outside. It's snow and it's 10 degrees. Like, this kind of stuff.
And the thing is, too, other than there really wasn't a whole lot of craziness that happened throughout the week. So other than, of course, Sunday night. We know what happened Sunday night. That was the most eventful night. Mm-hmm. So other than that, I mean, it was kind of cut and dry. It wasn't like it really jumped out and was like, hey, you need to be watching this on a Wednesday night. You need to see what happens Friday after the, there really wasn't a whole lot that happened. It was pretty cut and dry racing. I mean, yeah, it was good racing. It's nice to see racing. I'm not going to complain about that, but
I can't wait.
I'm not going to go out of my way to go to Central Arizona first week of the year.
Jason, you've been sitting here awfully quiet about this subject.
We had 2 races of the year contenders this past week. What are y'all talking about?
Smack us upside the head, Jason. Bring it. Come on.
I think if that right there can bring what you think is a race of the year contender, we're gonna have to do a top 10 list.
That
Because-
Ethan Dotson race was absolutely fantastic. That was a
Yeah.
barn burner. That was a barn burner.
It was a good race. It was
It
a
was
really good
awesome.
race.
I mean,
And-
Huddy
and
doing
he-
Huddy things, right? I mean,
But-
man.
And people will say Ethan Dodson fluked into that win. No, I think he deserved it. You know,
Coon dog. Excuse me.
Because when Huddy won, where did he start?
Who, Ethan?
No, Hudson. When Hudson won,
Oh,
He-
4th. He was in a redraw, so he can't start no worse than 4th.
right? So he
Yeah,
had some
they
work
say,
to do too, right? I mean, that was pretty good.
Do what
Right.
now?
I said he had some work to do, so I would have to say it's a pretty good
I mean,
performance.
yeah. What nothing to give to these guys this week, man. That was so great too.
Yeah.
What nothing to give to them. They earned every damn win they had.
yeah. Well, boys, we have another race coming up. We have the Sunshine Nationals. Obviously, some of the entries have been listed here so far. We're going to be down in Volusia for the next few days. And of course, Volusia kind of hit or miss depending on really the weather and the temperatures, who's down there.
Yeah.
Is it exciting? Really,
Did
and
we get the
Jason,
weather down there? What the weather's going to be?
Tyler Botman said it's gonna be in the 70s all week.
Okay.
Oh, that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect weather then. So we should get some good racing down at Volusia.
New
Jason,
surface, by the way. New surface.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah,
Not
it's
that
gonna
the
be
racing
fast.
wasn't bad.
We're gonna
I mean,
be
every
more
time I've been
lanes.
there, I mean, it's fast and it's very
Mhm.
competitive. You know,
Yeah.
Well, so Jason, obviously, you know who's going to be down there, and who are some of the highlights and notable guys who are going to be down there?
Okay, Adam was not on here last night. I'm gonna ask Adam. Y'all don't say nothing.
Okay.
Adam.
Yes.
Reed Millard is gonna be at Volusia this year. What does he do for a living?
I have no idea.
He's an undertaker.
He's an undertaker. Okay. With a name like Millard, that makes total sense. That makes total sense. I would have never guessed it, but undertakers are pretty weird people. So
And I will say that I didn't throw this in last night. I'm gonna throw this in here. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but Reed Millard took care of the Bloomquist funeral and everything at Eldora. He did all that. So yeah.
oh wow,
okay.
hell of
Yeah.
a service, man. Rest his soul. We miss
That
Scott.
was a really good. That was a really good service. Shout out to Eldora and everybody who put that together.
For Scott.
Jason had tears in his eyes start to finish.
Adam, nobody's really talked about this tonight. What about Brian Shirley to Lucas Oil?
I'm all right with that. I think Brian Shirley needs a little time off from the World of Outlaws. I mean, he got the win last year at the PDC, but
He won
Trying
4 in a
something
row
new.
last year. Won 4 in a row toward the end.
yeah, but
Did do
he
that.
needs something different. I think he
Another
just needs
Longhorn
new
for you,
track-
right?
Yeah, I think he just needs maybe to go to different tracks and try a different tour out. You know, I don't think you know all because Brian Shirley won 4 in a row. You look at that first half of his season. I mean,
Oh.
it was disaster.
On
And
Well,
you
fire.
can't
he
have a
started off with
disaster.
the fire at Needmore.
Yeah.
Like he had an app. You know, I'm glad he found some speed at the end of the season, but I think he just needs to race with a different group of guys and try something else new, and then you know, and find his way again. You know, and find those early season woes, get rid of those, and you know, maybe Lucas Oil is going to provide that to him.
Well, okay, Adam, taking what you just said with Lucas Oil. Okay, so you go from dealing with Bobby Pierce, now you got to go deal with RTJ. I mean,
No,
6'7",
you got RTJ,
6'7".
you got Devin Moran, you got some fast guys in Lucas Oil.
It's
Which
not even
I-
so much as dealing with the competition, but I mean, there's a difference in tracks. You know what I mean? He hasn't Brian. How much time does Brian Shirley have on most of the tracks? That's it. You know, how many times has Brian Shirley been to Lernerville? How many
Hey.
times has Brian Shirley been to you
Mhm.
know
Right.
Shelby
Well,
County?
hold
you
on. Lernerville, Firecracker. It used to be World of Outlaws. He's been there. He's been there.
But has he been there as often as Lucas Oil goes?
Oh,
I mean, you
let's
know what I'm
see.
saying? Has he gotten as many? Has he been there as much lately? Is he, you know? And I'm not just saying learn. I mean, has he ever been to Pittsburgh? Has he? I mean, obviously he goes to Fairbury. I'm trying to think, just rattle off the top of my head. I mean, when was the last time
Nah,
Brian
he
Finley
goes
was
to
at
Knoxville.
when was the last time that he was at Brownstown? When was the last
Wheatland?
time?
What about
he
Wheatland?
was? Has he ever been to Atomic?
Has he been to Wheatland before?
Yeah, he's been
Oh,
there.
he's been to Wheatland. Oh yeah.
But nonetheless, it's not what he's been doing. It's a change of scenery. It might benefit him. Might benefit his
change of
style.
environment.
You know what I'm saying?
He joined Shepard in the Lucas Oil Tour there, and just another couple of Illinois boys. I got to represent Illinois.
Yeah, right.
I just think it'll be good for him. I don't think he's going to come right out of the box and start winning races. But I do think he can maybe learn a thing or two from the guys from Lucas Oil, because I think Lucas Oil has a lot more competition overall.
I agree.
Who's over at World of Outlaws that you're constantly, where you have 4 or 5 guys who are winning week in, week out? Really,
yeah, look
not.
at a guy. I mean, we got more guys that are coming back. Look at Donald McIntosh. Donald McIntosh competed well on a rookie season, and he's going to come back and run the exact same schedule again with those guys with better team, I guess is what you would call it.
Yeah.
But I mean, a little bit more backing behind him, he might really turn some heads. That's somebody else you have to look out for. You're not, we're not thinking of off the rip. As soon as you say Lucas Oil, the names you're thinking of: Moran, Huddy, RTJ, Alberson, Davenport, but he's not there. We're thinking of those main 4 or 5, Shepard being there. That's what you automatically think of. You got to remember Donald McIntosh finished 10th. You got to remember Clay Harris going back to Lucas? You know what I mean? Clay Harris did pretty good at the end of last year. He was really turning some heads and doing something. Let's not forget the 93 of Carson Ferguson. He was no slouch last year.
The World of Outlaws, they got Bobby Pierce, Nick Hoffman.
Right.
I mean,
McCready's hit or miss.
McCready's hit or miss. Dennis Erb Jr.'s hit or miss. I mean, but it's mainly it's the Bobby Pierce show over there.
Dustin the Reaper.
Yeah.
The World of Outlaws has Bobby. Lucas has Ricky. We know that's kind of our top dogs, kind of our logo guys right now. Yeah, but for the most part,
Jason's dying to say, "Go for it, Jason! Hit us."
Go it.
Come on, Jason.
Dustin won Cedar Lake last year. What are you talking about, Adam? Come on, man.
Right? I mean, but it almost came down to the last weekend of the year with the Outlaws between Hoffman and Pierce.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, don't even get me started on it. It was going to take a freaking miracle for Hoffman to win that. I mean, Bobby Pierce
still made it interesting. Still made it interesting.
Not in a way that it could have been. I mean, Bobby Pierce would have had to not make the A main 2 nights and not win the championship.
Well, in 24,
was he not going to make the A main?
Very well could happen. He struggled a lot at the end of the year.
But Bobby Pierce not making a World of Outlaws A main, let's be real.
Listen, Bobby Pierce had a big fall off no matter what anybody says here. Bobby Pierce had a very big fall off to his momentum that he had on the season once he ran the North-South. After the North-South that he won that race, which was the Lucas race, everything after that, he suffered a lot. I wouldn't say he suffered, but
he stole the car.
He struggled.
He sold the car. Yeah.
You think the World of Outlaws was not going to let Bobby Pierce was going to allow that to happen? No, they would have come up with something to get it.
I don't think a flat tire in 24 won Shepard the championship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, I give you that.
But wait, don't forget. Yeah, you're right. You're right because he got docked all those points. Yeah.
Yeah. The tire failure, the tire test.
Yep.
But I will not. I will stand firmly by Lucas Oil. Far more competitive. I think you have a lot more guys who can win week in, week out, and it's going to be more competitive this year. I think World of Outlaws is going to be much of the same. Bobby Pierce show, we'll see a couple Nick Hoffman wins. We'll see hopefully a McCready win. Maybe Dennis Erb Jr. is going to win. Hopefully Sorensen. I mean,
I got to support Dennis Erb Jr. though. He's still the Illinois. I mean,
guy. Can you personally tell me over there at World of Outlaws who, how many guys are going to win each week? No. I think Bobby Pierce is going to win 80% of the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I don't think Ricky Thornton Jr. I don't think Ricky Thornton Jr. is going to win 80% of the Lucas Oil races because he's got more competitors behind him who want to win and who are fast enough to win. Devin Moran. I mean, we haven't met.
We're not
we
even
haven't talked about
calculating
him.
the mishaps.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Jason? What do you think?
RTJ gonna win 80% chance of the races.
He's gonna
I
take
guess
both.
we're gonna find out.
He's gonna clean sweep both the circuits.
Yeah, there we
Jason
go.
would be happy if Bobby won every World of Outlaws race and RTJ won every.
No, I don't
Lucas
want
Oil.
that.
He'd be
No,
great. He would
I want
love it.
diversity. 6'7". I want diversity, man. I want to see
Yeah.
Hoffman up there. I want to see Gus.
Yeah.
I want to see Trotman do something.
You want to see many different winners in the winner's circle.
Yes.
Right.
I want
Victory
Jake Tim, Dustin Sorensen.
I want to see some more rookies
I
get
agree.
more top 10 finishes. I want to see some new guys. I love seeing the new guys. I know what I've watched McCready for how many years. I know what he's capable of. I've watched.
Well, you
Morant
could
for how many
in one of the circuits you could have a
Davenport.
new old rookie in one of them, right? Who's the
Right,
Carpenter?
yeah, exactly. I would love to see a Kryptonite come out and ruffle some feathers at some of these tracks or whatever. Another chassis brand that could get out there and just, we just don't have a big name in there yet. Get them in there. Get some more names out there. Get some more people interested. Get some eyeballs turning. Every pit area, 90% of every pit area, every pit that you're in, any track, any big race, Longhorns, it's a logistics thing. Let's get a little more. Let's get a little more parity. Let's get a little more Infinities. Let's get a little more AKs, a little more Kryptonites. Let's get something going. Let's get it back. I just wish we could go back to where everybody didn't have to buy everything off the shelf to be able to get it to work. Let's go back to building our own stuff and fabricating and knowing how to weld.
Yeah, more competition, which is healthy for the sport.
All right, exactly.
So I am going to ask this next question, and then we got to move on. I had the question. Oh, yeah, here we go. How many races will World of Outlaw Late Model Tour rain out?
Oh, that's like, man.
How many races? How many races? Because it's been a
I don't like
disaster
going out
over the
racing
last 2
before the
years.
season even gets kicked off.
That's
I
like
don't want to
asking.
hear nothing about rain.
We're going to Florida. So, and it rains in Florida.
Rain? We don't talk
But
about
There's certain
the
race
opening
tracks, if you
night.
bring that R word up, you'll get beat up.
You know what?
See, here's the thing. This is the one thing I do that you can notice between the two tours. World of Outlaws has a lot more rainouts than Lucas Oil.
Well,
it's geography.
But that's the
geographical
thing.
location, right?
I was at TST 2 years ago, and at Talladega, it barely rained Friday night, and they were running their second prelim feature, lap 16 of 24. They pull out the checkered flag for just a sprinkle because they wanted to get to the damn sprint cars.
Wow, PDC
And they ran a whole
is a
sprint
great
car show.
example. The PDC is a great example.
But
I
they
thought
were
we were
not
here talking
talking
about
that
racing,
race.
not about what we're going to possibly do if we possibly don't have a race.
But like,
Well, if it gets rained out, you just drink more beer.
That's what I'm saying. I think we already got that part figured out.
If you compare the two schedules over the last couple of years, World of Outlaws has had more rainouts than Lucas Oil. And that to me, I'm like, how is that even possible?
You
That
can't
you're
put it.
getting
You can't put
more
a schedule
rainouts.
together a year in advance and judge it based it on the weather.
But I'm not going to lie. I think they're a little too jumpy when it comes to rain. It could be just a little bit, and it feels like they're jumping all over to not race. I don't know what it is.
They do a lot of traveling. You got to remember that. These guys do a lot
they don't
of
want to
traveling,
waste
and they got
anybody's
a long-
time.
There's
money.
a lot of teams that
Yeah.
got a long way to drive to get to those weekends, and making them drive all the way out there and spend that money that it takes to get out there, and then everybody shows up at the front gate and they're like, "Oh, hey, yeah, never mind." It's
Even
tough.
if it is just 2 drops, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose sometimes.
Jason?
Track promoter once told me, keep this in mind, fellas. Series don't cancel races. Just saying.
Nonsense. I can tell you for a fact that series do cancel races because I've seen it with my own eyes.
What series?
I've seen it happen.
Races? Who?
Because I guarantee you, especially at some of the tracks they're going to, they want the World of Outlaw races because that may pay for their year. That's going to make them profitable.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, there's a lot of tracks count on these big tours coming through, whatever. That typically is their big race of the year, depending on where they're going. Obviously it doesn't matter to Eldora, it doesn't matter to Fairbury, it doesn't matter to Farmer City when those guys show up. They have racing every week, and they benefit from it because they run so many shows and are capable of maintaining themselves on that. And they're the blue bloods. We don't have any more of the blue bloods left. We race every Friday night. We race
I've
on
seen on the-
Saturdays at 6:00 every Saturday, come hell or high water.
There's
Buddy.
some tracks back in the day used to do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Yeah. But
we
but
just gotta
I've seen
we gotta pray that there is no rain, because then it hurts everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I would love,
More
I
tracks
would
get
love
rained
it if we
out,
got a
more times they don't race and have the big shows come through. Less money for that track, less opportunity for that track to be able to stay open.
I'm waiting for
But I
Jason's
don't think-
answer.
Jason's just
damn
hanging out.
helicopter. I mean, he is low as hell.
Well, guys, we're
They
going to
got
move
him.
on here because we are an hour into this broadcast and we still got a couple more things to cover.
And we're having
Nationals.
fun.
We are having fun. So Sunshine Nationals have released a somewhat of an entry list.
There's
Some
a lot.
notable names on there is a lot, but some notable names, obviously, Tyler Erb, Dennis Erb Jr., Ethan Dotson, Corey
Hoffman,
Hedgecock,
too,
Nick
there.
Hoffman, Cole, both the colors, Jordan
Shepherd.
and Evan, Shepard's there, RTJ, Kyle Strickler, Dustin Sorensen, B. Shep, Josh Rice, and Hudson O'Neill, Donald McIntosh. So some pretty big names down there.
Yeah.
And
Uh-oh.
I think
Sorry,
we're
where'd he
going
go?
to.
Oh no,
Slammy
I was
died.
checking. I was actually just checking times, my live timing for down there. At Volusia
Chris
to see what was
Madden
going on.
track record tonight.
Yep, Chris Madden has the track record after practice as of recording this podcast tonight. But we got some predictions, guys, that we need to make. We're going to make some early onset predictions. And what are these predictions? Well, we're going to predict our biggest surprise, our biggest flop, and then I'm going to give you guys a chance to predict some winners. So we're going to start off with the winners, and I am going to start with you,
we predict
Slammy.
a flop, though? That's weird. Oh, man.
So you get two. You can pick one winner. You can pick two winners or three winners. But who do you see at least winning a night?
Well, setting a track record, it's tough to go against Chris Madden, but I'm going to go with the other Infinity car. Ryan Gussin gets a win.
Ooh.
I really think it's going to be hard to put one past Hudson to not get one. A little bit more competition down there than there was out west, so that might also play a factor. There might be somebody else jump up. I want to say, man, I really look for Nick Hoffman to come out of the gate swinging. I do. I look for him to be tough very early.
Is Bobby going to be there?
There's a lot of names out there that could do it. So, but I really look for Nick Hoffman to start off early, get at least one win before they
Pick up
get out
where
of
he left
Volusia.
off from last year.
Yeah, pick up where he left off. He knows Volusia. He's got Gators. I look for Nick Hoffman really to be a winner for sure. But we'll see. I'm excited for the amount of guys that have showed up down there. I'm excited to see what breaks out of there.
Jason, who do you think pick between 1, 2, 3 winners? Pick as many as you want. Well, who do you see picking up a win?
Slammy took my pick.
Yeah, he kind of Hoffman was. I think he's a favorite just because World of Outlaws.
That was one of mine. So that one's out.
We can all ride with that, but then we still got two others, right?
I'll go RTJ.
You son of a gun. Okay.
He always takes the safe bets.
Yeah, that was a safe bet. I don't blame him. Chad, your turn here. Pick 1, 2, or 3 winners.
Hoffman. I'll agree on that. But I think Shepard's going to have something to prove.
Oh, he's got a lot to prove.
I got a ride or die with Sheppy.
Yep, I agree. So because that
you know what my dark horse could be, and he's ran there really well in the past, and he got disqualified the one year. Dennis Erb Jr.
Yeah, Dennis Erb Jr.
He could be a wild card. I like that's my dark horse on that one.
So my winners were RTJ, B. Shep, and Hoffman. I think we're gonna see those 3 guys potentially win at least one night. So
correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really recall if we go back in the past. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know that Volusia is a place that Bobby Pierce really thrives at. Is that somebody?
No.
Nope.
We really. I can't believe no one really bumped out and said that. But I guess he really isn't known for winning there.
You know what?
Not
But
really.
don't forget Hudson runs pretty solid there too. Was he racing there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be there.
They'd be the
He's
6.
I believe he's in the 6, right? It's
He'd be the
71.
6.
Yeah.
He'll be in the 6.
You
so,
can't
yeah.
count him out.
Car.
Yeah. I don't think you
So-
can count a mouse in the house out on that driving that car.
But don't forget T-Mac. He runs pretty decent there.
T-Mac does do
Yep.
good then.
So
Yeah.
the next T-Mac is
He's T-Mac.
I mean, it's T-Mac. So I don't know yet. I see whenever I do like dirt draft or some fantasy thing for for anything World of Outlaws really or anything that McCready's involved in, I avoid him because I'm just like I don't know if he's actually going to make the A main or not. So
Right.
you know, I would love to see him come out night one and be a top 5 finish. That would be amazing from him.
I'll tell you my flop though.
So,
Turbo.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
have our biggest good surprise, and we can save this now. I'll start with you, Jason. Who do you think is going to be a good big surprise down in Volusia?
Troutman.
Ooh.
Troutman? That's a good pick. That's solid. Solid pick. Chad?
Is Albertson going to be there? I'm picking him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I'm going
Albertson's
him.
down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then how about you, Slammy?
I'm gonna go with a name that nobody has said. I don't think during this entire.
I swear to
segment
God, if
or
you
any
take
of
my
this-
pick,
I know. he's-
I'm not gonna take your pick. I know you're not thinking of this guy, but Brandon Overton.
Ooh, I like
good
that.
pick. Good pick.
I
Brandon
thought you were-
Overton
I
has
thought-
got
well,
something to. If you want to talk about somebody who's got something to prove, Brandon Overton has something to prove.
Is Devin going to
Yep.
be there?
No, he's not.
No,
All right.
He's not going to
nope.
be there. No,
Who's
I
that?
think Brandon
Um,
Overton has something more to prove than even Bishop does because, stepping away from the factory team, didn't like the situation. Everybody, I think it's pretty well common knowledge now that wasn't a whole lot of getting along in that stable during last season. A lot of mishaps during what seemed to be his highlight times last year. A lot of mishaps. The hood popped off at. Where was that? Where was that? He
Shelby?
started on the pole and his hood come off.
Oh,
First lap. Where
Shelby?
was that?
Jason,
No,
where? Oh, God.
no,
Yeah,
that
South
was
Bay.
that was a north south, wasn't
Was
it?
it north south or show me?
What was it?
No, it wasn't
I think it
Show
was
Me
the
because
sh-
I
what
was
show me?
there.
Was it
I remember,
Wheatley?
I remember being there. Still, nonetheless, I mean, look,
too
Brandon
many
Shepard,
races
Brandon
every
Overton,
time.
Brandon Overton has something to come out and prove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can do it on his own. He can do it without the big team. I'm not a house car driver anymore. I can go out and do pick and choose and win when I want to. I think he's going to do it.
So I actually have a even more different name that nobody's thinking about. I'm going to take you guys back to last year with this guy. This guy was incredible down in Volusia. And it's the driver out of Renner, South Dakota, Blair Norduff.
Snowdrift.
Snowdrift. Snowdrift, guys. I mean, he
Now you said
he
the
was
name.
really
Like,
good at
that rings a
Volusia.
bell now too.
He was
Snowdrift.
He was good at Volusia last year. Nobody considers him because he's a South Dakota guy. Let's just be real. Doesn't really run full time anywhere. But Volusia was one of his better racetracks last year. I think he's going to be a guy to watch. I think if some lucky breaks happens his way, he could probably be.
Yeah, he could make some
somebody up
noise.
there.
Make
He
some
can
noise.
make some noise.
Yeah.
So now we move to the biggest flop here.
Ooh.
And I'm going to kick this one off. I think Hudson O'Neal is a flop for the weekend. So some says to me that I think he's going to have some issues down there and just a gut feeling with him. He ran super well at the Wild West Shootout. Now it's time for that other shoe to fall. All right. It's time for that other shoe to fall for him this week.
Damn.
I think he'll be a big flop. I would not be surprised if he doesn't make an A main one of the nights. So, Jason, who is a big flop for you potentially this weekend?
I think I'm losing my hearing. Biggest flop. Biggest flop. Oh God. Oh man.
Somebody who
I love
should
everybody.
go to Volusia and kick butt.
Y'all come back to me. I'll think about that. I can't flop.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a
Yeah.
flop.
I
You
got a
don't have a
flop.
flop.
I got a flop. I got one that I think yeah. Just because of what
Is
they
it-
did tonight and what's on the board already,
Chris
Chris
Madden.
Madden doesn't get a top 5 all weekend.
Yep.
You know what? I'll go with all the hype from
Chris
Arizona.
Madden doesn't finish well.
And don't get me wrong, I love Turbo. I think he's going to be pretty quiet.
Okay. All right. Jason, are you over there
He's been
thinking?
doing that because of me. He knows I bring the bold predictions here. I'm telling you. I think that's going to be the flop. Everybody's going to be expecting him to be up top. Oh, he
Both
set
of
the
y'all.
record. Nah.
Both
Eh.
of y'all.
Nah.
I don't see
All right,
it.
come on, Jason. Who do you got? Who's going to be a flop
not gonna
of
happen.
the weekend?
The weapon.
We have to put a plug in for Sniper.
If he
I
gets
don't
one
know,
top
man.
10 finish, if he gets one top 10 finish, you got to buy a shirt.
What's that now?
Don't
If he
give him more
gets one
shirts.
top 10 finish on the weekend, you got to buy a shirt.
Who, the weapon?
Yeah,
I got
Yeah,
one.
you gotta.
The weapon.
I got a shirt.
man. I should have known you had the shirts.
The biggest flop. I don't know. Shit. Corey Lawler.
Oh, come on. Come on.
He's throwing a haymaker out there. Yeah, I'll just throw that up. Somebody else.
Okay, well, somebody who's probably not going to run in the top 15.
All right.
And-
Oh, I'll tell you what. Whoever qualifies last and finishes last in the last heat race. There you go.
Oh my lord! What a media answer there, Jason.
That's a
you
thick
sound
win
like a
I went
football
out on,
coach
y'all.
there.
I'm gonna tell you.
You sounded like a coach there. All right.
I remember
by the way,
we
whenever a
love
coach
the
gets
sport.
interviewed.
And the drivers are awesome. It's just our guesstimations.
Yes, it's just a guesstimation. It's just a little fun we can have on the show.
Yes.
Kind of see if we can predict the future. Now, remember, gentlemen, I'm the predictor around here. All right. You can call me Mr. Predictor. All right. Oh, Slammy over there.
The dude said it's going to rain tomorrow. If 2 drops fall out of the sky, he's a genius.
He's Nostradamus.
Cleo, right there. I miss Cleo. You remember that?
Cleo.
Oh, man.
You don't
Well,
remember Dionne Warwick was on that commercial with Cleo, the damn, you call it 900 number? It should give you your damn Ford. You don't remember Miss Cleo?
Oh,
God, what a young crowd. Oh, my God.
I remember those. I was young, though.
You remember them?
I mean,
I do.
I was going to say, Jason is the old guy of the group. So, I mean, he's going to remember things that probably Slammy and I are just going to go over our heads.
He might have the age, but he's got the youngest heart, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. He is young at heart. So, well, gentlemen, we have the Sunshine Nationals coming up. How are we going to be spending our time watching that? We're going to be watching on a big screen, on our phones, on a computer. How are we going to be spending watching the Sunshine Nationals?
65.
I don't know.
Having a cold beer, some pizza, hanging out with my beautiful girlfriend inside the house, watching them because it's going to be really, really cold this weekend.
All right, Slammy, how are you going to do it this weekend? Are you going to be just
whenever the highlights come through on Twitter or on YouTube? That's probably whenever I'll check them out and figure it out. I'll wait on Jason to post, and whenever he posts,
there you go. That's what I was going to say.
That's kind of what I'll stick with. I believe in my
We'll see what Racin Jason posts. There you go. That's what
Give me a reason to click on the X app.
Oh, and I'll probably text my uncle watching it too, trash talking because he's a Pierce fan and I'm a Sheppy fan.
That's okay.
Well, perfect. And of course, I'm going to try and watch it. I'm going to be about 20 minutes up the road on Saturday. Plus, it's also the Daytona 24-hour race, so going to be catching a bit of that. Plus, the Sunshine Nationals. It's a big racing weekend, guys. The race season is officially here, and it's just getting started. We got many more of these to do. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Slammy. Make sure if you're watching this or listening to this on Spotify, you go on our Twitters. My name is Adam, and you can follow me at EV500. Jason, what is your handle?
Thomas Jason. Just type in Racin Jason, and you'll find me.
Chad.
Chadster,
and then of course Slam.
_Sam Russell. You'll see me. I look like a goofball. Not hard to find.
Okay.
Perfect. And then for all you guys watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That goes a really long ways here as we're trying to get this off the ground. So hit that like and subscribe. And then, of course, be on the lookout for the Spotify episode as well. You can follow us on there in case you missed the live shows. We'll upload these the night of the podcast, and we'll get those over to Spotify, the Rippin' the Lip podcast. So, guys, thank you so much. Great first episode.
Awesome.
Good work. And we will say thank you so much for watching and listening here to Rippin' the Lip.
Jason's got to send us off.
Oh.
Yes, Jason.
Send us off. You'll have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend. Y'all be good. Later.
All right. Nice job, guys. That was good.
That was awesome.
That was very cool.
That was great. Good job.
Yeah. we got some things to flow out still, but overall, pretty good. So thank you all. Thank you all for watching.
I think it's awesome. I'm gonna be a better student of the game and keep taking notes. I'll tell you that. So
yeah, we did have a chat. We said we would do some chats off as not a part of the podcast. Jacob O'Nally asked Stickler in an AK. Jason, I think you know the answer to that one.
What did Dave say?
Is Strickler an AK?
Yeah, AK.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So also he said, I've been telling Jason the same thing for a year now. I think that was in reference to the competition level between Lucas and World of Outlaws when that chat came in. So I hope it was. I hope I'm correct on when that came in. So thank you, Chicken Bone Alley.
He was talking about this right here.
Oh.
He was talking about this. He was talking about this right here. The same very thing right here. That's what he's been telling me to do this right here for over about a year now.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, it worked out. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Jason, for putting this together. And this is an awesome experience. I look forward to many more as racing gets going.
Yep. Hey, so we'll be back.
What? How do you exit out of this thing? How do you do that?
Well, I'll end the stream here and I'll explain how we do that.
Through the group text.
Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday to recap the Sunshine Nationals at 8:00 Eastern. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons and hit that notification bell. We'll be back next week.